Hello viewers and my dear students. Welcome to the new chapter thermal analysis. We'll have a demo on simple 1D heat conduction problem typically known as furnace wall problem. These are all offline video help files prepared by me, Dr. B. Gurudat, former professor and head, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Bangalore Institute of Technology, Care Road, Bangalore 4, presently working as professor at the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Nitte Meenakshi Institute of Technology, Yelahanka, Bangalore 64. Now, I am giving you a demo using ANSYS Release 14. But before we start, we need to know some basics here. Now, I'll be doing some of the basics of conduction and related topics. See here, heat transfer. First, you should know the definition of heat transfer. It is the transmission of energy from one region to another region as a result of temperature difference between them. That is, you should know that heat flows from region of higher temperature to region of lower temperature. This is a very important concept what you should know here. Next, conduction. It is a mechanism of heat propagation from a region of higher temperature to a region of lower temperature within a medium, solid, liquid or gas, and this is governed by Q is equal to Ka, difference in temperature divided by dx, that is dt by dx. The rate of heat flow, this you should know, the rate of heat flow or heat transfer rate Q, okay, heat transfer rate Q between the two ends of the bar by conduction depends upon the length of the bar, okay, temperature difference between the two ends and the physical and chemical composition of the material K. That means Q depends on K, that is all chemical composition. More the K, more will be the heat flow or heat transfer rate, and it depends on the area, and it depends on the temperature difference T1 and T2, and it inversely depends on dx. If more the dx value, and Q will be less, okay. In that way, it is inversely proportional to dx and directly proportional to K and directly proportional to temperature difference. Okay, this you should know. Heat, now in the ANSYS and all that, we don't get heat transfer rate. We directly get heat flux. Okay, heat flux is the heat conducted per unit time per unit area, that is Q, small q. It is Q by A we get. That is Q by A is K into T1 minus T2 by dx, because Q by A I have taken now, K into T1 minus T2 by dx. Okay, that means here K is the thermal conductivity of the material, is the rate at which heat energy is transmitted through a medium by the conduction process, is the rate at which heat energy is transmitted. That means more the value of K, more will be the rate at which heat energy is transferred through the medium. Okay, this you should know. See here, this is heat transfer rate Q is equal to Ka T1 minus T2 divided by dx. Our small q is called the heat flux. That is, whatever is the heat transfer rate divided by area of cross section. Okay, that is the perpendicular to heat flow, no? Whatever is the area, that divided by that. Okay, that will be K into T1 minus T2 into divided by dx. That is, that heat flux is that is depends on K, that is directly proportional to K, directly proportional to T1 minus 2, inversely proportional to dx, that is the distance. Okay, now K you should always know, K is the thermal conductivity of the material, is the rate at which the heat energy is transferred through a medium by the conduction process. Okay, see here, more the value of K, more will be the rate at which heat energy is transferred through a medium by the conduction process. Now I'll show you one simple example. Okay, if you see here, the rate at which as you see here, I've told you, no? This here, K is the thermal conductivity, is the rate at which heat energy is transferred through a medium. Now, the rate at which heat energy is transmitted through the medium, if it is aluminum, the rate at which it is processing is 225. Through copper it is 385. Through silver it is 400 watt per meter degree centigrade. For concrete is, you see here, it is almost an insulator, 1.2. Asbestos 0.17. Glass it is 0.75, very low. It is almost like an insulator. The rate at which heat energy is transmitted is very low. When compared to aluminum, copper, silver and all that, the rate at which heat transmitted is very high. See here, I'll arrive at how you got the units for K. Q is equal to Ka T1 minus T2 by dx, no? Or K is equal to Q by A. Okay. This dx will be there at the top because K is a dx will go to the top divided by dt. Q is in watts. A will be in meter square. Dx will be the distance, no, meter. Dt will be degree centigrade. 1 meter and meter will get cancelled, or watt per meter degree centigrade. That is why your unit for K will always be watt per meter degree centigrade. Okay, as you see here, 225, very high. The rate at which heat is transmitted to the medium is very high. Silver, it is 410. You can imagine now. I think if you are aware, if you have a hot coffee in glass container and you can comfortably drink it, but in the same hot coffee, if you put it in silver container, you can't fold the cup itself. That is because the rate at which heat is transmitted through the silver material will be very high. As a result, it's very difficult to fold the silver cup when you compare to the glass cup. Okay, then you see here, you have a typical, this problem I'm telling you, whoever it is, this basic problem you should know. It's a furnace wall measuring 5 by 2 meters. Okay, the cross section of it is 5 by 2 meters. I'm giving you only thickness. Okay, there are, that is thickness I'm giving. This 5 by 2, you don't worry. 5 by 2 is perpendicular to the rate of flow. This is the area. This is area. What I'll get is Q, small q, Q by A. That means once you get Q, you multiply by 5 by 2, 5 into 2 and get capital Q, the heat transfer rate and all that. Now, heat transfer rate per unit area. That is what we are interested. That is what we get. Okay, you always know in the answers we get small q. Okay, small q. If you want Q, heat transfer rate, okay, you have to multiply by this area to get capital Q. Okay, anyway, now it is a furnace wall problem involving 3 layers of insulating materials. One is 13.56 centimeter thick, inside layer of fire brick, thermal conductivity is 1.2. Another is 7.5 centimeter thick, middle layer of insulating brick, thermal conductivity is 0.14. And another is 11.5 centimeter thick, outside layer of red brick, thermal conductivity is K 0.85. Furnace operates at 870, that means at inner, the temperature will be 870 degrees. And it is anticipated that the outside of this composite wall can be maintained at 40 degrees centigrade by the circulation of air. Find the rate of heat loss from the furnace and the wall interface temperature. Find the rate of heat loss from the furnace and the wall interface temperatures using theoretical method and using ANSYS plane 55 element and all that. Okay, that is this will do. Find temperature plot, thermal flux plot, vector plot showing heat loss to the surroundings. Draw graph of variation of temperature along the thickness of the furnace wall. So many things you can do. Okay, see here, this is the, see here, this you remember. Okay, now here there are 3 walls. One has a thickness of 0.135, another has a thickness of 0.075 and another has a thickness of 0.115. This is 0.115, this is 0.075, this is 0.135 when converted centimeter into meter. That is, this is 13.5 centimeter, this is 7.5 centimeters, this is 11.5 centimeter. I think that you know that since it is watt per meter degree centigrade, that is when the thermal conductivity given is watt per meter, we will have watt and meter consistent. Now see here T1, Q, heat flow from inside of the furnace to outside of the composite wall, that is heat loss to the surroundings. That is, after this it will be lost to the surrounding. Heat loss to the surrounding is T1 minus T4, basic equation. L1 by K1A, L2 by K2A, L3 by K3A. Okay, in that way, T1 minus T, here is the furnace, here it is maintained at 870. By the time it should come here, it should be 40 degrees centigrade because the people will be moving here and all that by the circulation of the air, and because of the insulating mediums here, they have made an arrangement such that by the time it comes here, it should be manageable, at least around 40 degrees centigrade. Okay, and I given different fire break, insulating break, red break, outside layer, inside layer, and all that. Inside layer, as you know, it is subjected to 870. Outside layer is subjected to 40 degrees. Now, you see, from theoretically, how you do is 870 minus 40. Okay, 870 minus 40 divided by L1 by K1A. L1 is this thickness 0.135 divided by the corresponding thermal conductivity divided by area. That is, area is 5 into 2 common 10. Next plus L2, this is 0.075 divided by 0.14 into 10. Okay, area is common, plus L3 by K3A. L3 is 0.115 divided by K3 0.85 they have given into 10. This you get it as 10,593.3 watts. Okay, this considering the area. But actually thermal flux is Q by A. Okay, thermal flux is, that is, thermal flux small q is Q by A. That is why 10,593.3 watts divided by 10 is 1059.33 watt per meter square, because it is a heat transmitted per unit area. Heat transfer or heat loss per unit area. In that way, heat loss to the surrounding per unit area will be watt per meter square. This is 10 will divide. Okay. That is why in the answers directly we get this. Whatever by the area you multiply. If the area is some 30 meter square, you multiply by this 30 meter square so that you can get capital Q. Heat flow from the inside of the furnace to the outside of the composite wall, or heat loss to the surroundings. You can multiply by the area and you get it. This is heat lost per unit area. That is thermal flux small q, Q by A. In that way you get that. This you are getting it in the computer. That is in the answers. Okay. That is why we don't worry about the thickness, area and all that. We will not worry about, sorry, the area of, that is area perpendicular to the heat flow. That area we don't bother. We bother only about the thickness or the total length and all that. This is 1059.33 watt per meter square. Now to find the wall interface temperature, since heat flowing through each layer is same. Okay, it is through each layer is 10,593.3 only. It is for this layer, let us say 870. Let us say this is T1, T2, T3, T4. T1 is 870, T4 is 40, T2 and T3 have to be found out. T2 you find out in this way, 10,593.3, because heat flowing through each layer is same. 870 minus T2 divided by 0.135, 1.2 into 10. You get T2 is 750.82 degrees centigrade. In the same way, since the heat flow through this also is same, okay, this also 10,593.3, 752 T2 minus T3, T2 minus T3, T2 you just now found out, 750.82 minus T3 divided by this 0.075, 0.14 into 2. In that way, T3 you get it as 183.3 degrees centigrade. In that way, we are able to find out theoretically what exactly is the thermal flux here. That is heat loss per unit area to the surrounding. Okay. This you are anyway proving it using answers, and this interface temperatures also we are proving it using answers. Okay. Thank you friends. Thank you viewers for viewing. We'll continue in session 2. This is session 1. We'll continue this in session 2 using answers. We'll verify all this whatever we have done theoretically.